This morning, new reaction to a controversial arrest video. How the police chief is responding.
Plus, Madison responds to buying research dogs from a breeder that's under investigation.
And the race for governor. The election more than a year away, but candidates are already campaigning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Thursday. I'm Kyrie Unley.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. Politics. Oh my gosh, you ready to talk politics again? I mean, we feel as if we just got done with the whole 2024 election cycle, and now we're looking ahead to the governor's race. Yeah, it's like we barely got a break, right?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, we don't have any. Okay, yeah, we will talk about that soon.
Yeah, a little bit. We'll touch on it. We'll touch on it coming up. First, let's ready to get you out the door.
You scared me there.
Let's get you out the door. Savannah Brito's got your temperatures and what it feels like outside. Hey there.
Hey guys, good morning. We're waking up with some fog. Temperatures that are almost fall-like, at least across some of southern Wisconsin. 59 right now. Winds are calm, and so's our weather conditions for the time being. I do think once we get to the afternoon, a little bit more cloud cover than what we had yesterday, but maybe a little bit warmer of temperatures too. 78, our lunchtime temperature will continue to rise. Some of us may even reach the mid-80s. I think that's more likely everywhere though tomorrow. So dry weather continues until tomorrow. The rain really is going to ramp up for the weekend, and that'll stick around for early next week too. And then yeah, we've got a warmer stretch. It's not going to last that long, but it will affect your weekend and potentially some plans, both with temperatures that push the 90-degree mark and then a chance for showers and storms that both return. So we'll talk all about that, and then when we see more comfortable weather return across southern Wisconsin in just a bit.
Sounds good, Savannah. Janesville man is in custody this morning, now charged with multiple child trafficking crimes. Police say Adam Gurney traveled to Clay County, North Carolina, met a girl, and brought her back to Janesville. He is charged with trafficking a child, child enticement, and sexual intercourse with a child older than 16. Officers were watching Gurney's home when they took him into custody. The teenager has been reunited with her father.
The woman accused of attacking a Madison Metro bus driver in February, causing him to crash into a building, is pleading guilty. 26-year-old Raven Johnson pleaded guilty to second-degree recklessly endangering safety and attempted battery to a public transit operator. Prosecutors say Johnson attacked the bus driver after he said the route wasn't going to her destination. The attack caused the driver to lose control, crashing into Asian House on Dempsey Road. Johnson will be sentenced on October 10th.
Turning to continuing coverage now of an arrest in Sun Prairie caught on camera. The video is putting some new pressure on officers.
And the police chief is responding. It all surrounds this video here from last Saturday night of police subduing Jerry Clark on Bird Street. Police say Clark was resisting arrest after a reported assault. News 3 Now spoke with neighbors who say their main concern is how children view law enforcement.
We got black kids here too. We got black kids here. We got black kids everywhere. But how are they supposed to come to y'all if they see stuff like this on the news happening all the time to black people? It's terrifying. That night was terrifying. The kids was crying in the house, screaming, telling them to stop. Like, that's nothing for a person to have to see.
We also spoke with Sun Prairie's police chief about the video and concerns that folks have there in the neighborhood. Here's what he has to say.
My message is, let's have that conversation. Let's sit down and have that conversation and work together to make that. We've been very open with the community of all the incidents recently in the 400 block of South Bird Street. And we as a community need to come together to have these conversations, to work together to determine what is best for Sun Prairie.
Sun Prairie police say they will now do a departmental review of the reports made and body cam footage to ensure the officers' actions were consistent with their training and the law. Now to state capitol news, the gubernatorial election is still a year away, but Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez has already hit the campaign trail. News 3 Now spoke with Rodriguez about her motivations to run and what she would do on day one if chosen for office.
We're going to need leadership in Wisconsin, and we're going to need somebody who is stable and can keep things calm as opposed to the chaos that's going to be happening in Washington. And of course, we're going to restore union bargaining rights here because that's going to lift wages for everybody across the state.
She's the first but likely not the only Democrat aiming to succeed Evers in the East Wing of the Capitol. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley has also indicated he may enter the race soon. On the Republican side of things, Washington County Executive Josh Showman and Milwaukee suburbs businessman Bill Berrien have already announced their candidacies.
Now to international news. President Trump issuing a stark warning to Russia's Vladimir Putin as he prepares for tomorrow's high-stakes meeting. The president telling reporters that if he thinks Russia is stalling in the ceasefire negotiations, there will be, quote, severe consequences. That warning coming just hours after the president met with Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky and European leaders virtually. But despite this, the president still sees tomorrow's meeting as an opener of negotiations.
Now, there may be no second meeting because if I feel that it's not appropriate to have it because I didn't get the answers that we have to have, then we're not going to have a second meeting.
Meantime, Vladimir Zelensky said that Putin is bluffing. He says that they hope tomorrow's meeting, though, is successful.
Happening now, protesters are taking to the streets of the nation's capital to demonstrate against the National Guard mobilization. The president has signed a signal to Congress requesting permission to keep troops in the city for more than 30 days. The Associated Press reports that the National Guard will conduct more missions throughout the city today.
The newest list of Kennedy Center honorees is now out.
That's right. Those include country music star George Strait, actor Sylvester Stallone, and the rock band Kiss. President Trump said that he was 98% involved in the picking process this year and that he will be hosting this year's awards show.
You can watch the Kennedy Awards on Channel 3000, December 7th.
Back here at home now, UW-Madison leaders are responding after being named as a buyer from troubled beagle breeder Ridgeland Farms. University officials say Ridgeland supplied animals for past research studies in cancer prevention, organ transplants, vaccines, and other medical breakthroughs. UW-Madison selects animals only from suppliers licensed by the USDA. Officials say that it lacks the authority to resources to oversee Ridgeland's operation. Continuing
coverage now of the historic flooding in Wisconsin. Governor Evers submitting a request for FEMA after storms and flooding across the state. The state's emergency management says initial reviews suggest the threshold is met to receive that assistance, but they can only get it if there's a presidential declaration.
Right now, construction is underway on a housing project in Madison's Triangle neighborhood. The new buildings will replace 5-decade-old structures at what city officials call an affordable price. Current residents will be able to stay with a promise that rent will not increase. The city says this is significant for the apartment's residents, many of whom are elderly, disabled, or low income.
This project is about more than just housing. It's about restoring a sense of community and neighborhood that fosters well-being and progress.
The project is expected to create 1,200 new homes in total.
We have just 2 days left to contribute to our Stuff the Bus campaign, folks. We're partnering up with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County to get those students ready for the school year. And we need your help today and tomorrow. That's all we have. We're collecting those supplies to support the kids. You can drop off those donations at our drop-off sites, which are at the Walgreens in Dane County. Also, any Boys and Girls Club in the county, or you can contribute online. We have an Amazon wish list that is so easy to give to. Go to channel3000.com for that link.
Students upstate in Seymour may soon ride to school on a new fuel-efficient bus. But again, that district unveiled a new fleet of 21 propane-powered school buses.
Nice. They're very nice buses.
Yes, very nice.
Just picture very nice buses for Seymour, and that's exactly what they're getting.
Yes, and it's a great. I mean, it's nice to see that schools are moving this direction. And one of the big things they said was to make sure that kids were nice and warm on those cold mornings.
Need a toasty bus on a cold Wisconsin morning.
I don't want to even talk about cold mornings.
Always appreciated that. Oh, they're coming. They're coming, Kyrie.
Yeah, it seems
just
like,
you wait.
Yeah, but let's just not too much, not right now.
I know. So we've got, chillier. I don't know. It's not really chilly. A cool start to your Thursday morning.
Yeah, it's fall-like almost in a couple of spots because we do have a fair share of 50s. We're still holding on to a couple of 60s out there across Dane County, 60 in McFarland, 61 in Oregon, but we're waking up to 59, a little bit cooler in Madison. And check out Black River Falls and up just northwest of here in Camp Douglas. Got a couple of lower 50s out there. So yeah, fall-like in those spots, but these temperatures aren't going to last that long. We're tracking a warm-up, and that's as early as tomorrow for some. I think most of us are going to potentially reach the upper 80s. Maybe even a couple of lower 90s on Saturday, so enjoy the nice weather while we still do have it today. Partly sunny skies, dry, and then we're tracking a lot of showers that move in. We'll talk about how much we could see and what days will be kind of a washout. It's coming up.
Savannah, thank you. Coming up, the Brewers are keeping their hot streak going. Ahead, how last night's win may soon pay for your lunch.
And we're working for the weekend in the 608 this morning. I'll have your 3 things to do just ahead.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:13 on your Thursday. That means we are working for the weekend in the 608.
Josh Ryder is here in studio with your weekend planner. Hey, Josh.
Hey, guys. Good morning to you. We're almost to Friday, so that means I have 3 things for you to do with your family this weekend. And the first one might have you feeling a little hungry this morning. The 72nd Annual Sweet Corn Festival is happening now through Sunday in Sun Prairie. It's named one of the best food festivals in the Midwest. The Sunbury Chamber of Commerce puts this on with several nonprofit organizations sharing in the proceeds. The festival officially kicked off last night with the parade and a reminder the steamed corn is only sold on Saturday and Sunday until supplies last. Happening Saturday in Fitchburg, the Agora Art Fair returns. This fair is proud to feature local and regional Wisconsin artists. You'll find painting, ceramics, jewelry, photography, glass and metalwork, outdoor and garden pieces, woodwork, sculpture, and one-of-kind gifts. Saturday's event runs 10 to 5 along Sherrill Parkway in Fitchburg. Then on Sunday, it's the 21st annual Day in the Park fundraiser for Pete's Sake in Spring Green. For Pete's Sake is an organization that helps residents in the River Valley School District through hardships due to medical issues. Over 117 families have been helped in the last 2 decades, from gas cards to medical bills to helping fix up their homes. Live music and entertainment will be happening Sunday from 11 to 7 in North Park, with food, drinks, and activities for the whole family. You can find more happenings this weekend in the 608 by going to channel3000.com.
Well, summer's almost over.
I know.
Hey, a couple weekends left. That's it.
I always
for summer
think,
break.
yeah, when we get to both the Sweet Corn Festival, the Agora Art Fair, I'm just like, okay, like these are kind of those reminders that, yeah, the clock is ticking.
Yeah, and I got like an email yesterday talking about the pool closures, the splash pad closures, and I'm just like, that's coming up.
It's coming fast. I mean, we're halfway through August right now. It just doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't.
Right at all.
We're going to take it all in, though.
Yes,
and what Savannah would say, summer's far from over yet. So.
Exactly. So we're just holding on.
You betcha.
Thanks, Josh. Josh is always looking for inspirational stories to share in the 608. Got an idea for him? Reach out and let him know about it.
All right, Savannah, lots to do for People's Weekend. What can they expect today?
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to feel summer-like, which is a positive note, but it's also going to be muggy. And for the weekend, lots of showers that we're tracking. So enjoy today. It'll still be a really nice summer day, maybe a few degrees warmer than yesterday. We're starting out with lots of sunshine, clear skies, but it's also foggy. 59 at the airport right now, and temperatures will rise to the lower and maybe even a couple of spots in the mid-80s. But we're down to 6 miles in Madison. We were down to 2, so there's a little bit of an improvement across the city right now. Janesville's also down to 6, but then just directly west of here, Lone Rock and Boscobel each down to 1/4 mile, and Prairie du Chine's at 3/4 mile. So much more dense and lower visibilities there. If you're traveling, allow a little bit of extra time. We're dry most of the day. Can't rule out a spotty shower later this evening. I think mainly across central Wisconsin and Iowa, so west and far northwest of here, up near La Crosse. But then once we get to late tonight and early Friday morning, that's when we're going to see a couple of scattered showers develop. So La Crosse, Viroqua, Boscobel, Prairie du Chine, and then out across Decorah, Iowa. Those places might get on some scattered showers. Most of those will fizzle out, though, the farther east that they travel. I think maybe a brief downpour, but those will not last that long. Most of those fizzle out, and then the rest of the day will be dry. The heavier showers, this will be more widespread. That'll hold off until early Saturday morning. This is 6 in the morning. Some storm activity up north of here, maybe as far north as Black River Falls, but I think even north of that area across central Wisconsin. So yes, some stronger storms are not out of question, both Saturday and Sunday, mainly for gusty winds, but we could also see some hail. A stationary front's going to keep us very active through the day on Saturday, with off and on shower and storm chances on Sunday, and then even into early next week on Monday and Tuesday until we finally see that front move away from us. So pretty widespread rain and definitely an active pattern during that time frame. I do think the heavier showers fall just north of here across central and northern Wisconsin, but we're still going to see some pretty heavy rain across southern Wisconsin too. Probably close to about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 4 inches for La Crosse and Madison areas, and then a little bit heavier just due north of our place. That's because the stationary front, the heaviest showers are a little bit further north of where that sets up, and I do think that'll be very close to the area. The further south you go, the less rain that we're going to see. Monroe and Janesville probably only going to pick up about maybe up to an inch of rainfall, maybe a little bit more than that over that time frame of Saturday through Tuesday. And then we'll be cooler again, the upper 70s most of next week.
When it comes to burgers, I mean business, and the Brewers do too. A win yesterday would have been the Crew's 12th in a row, triggering the greatest promotion in sports, free hamburgers for everyone at George Webb Restaurant in Milwaukee. So fire up your grills and get me a gallon of pickles, because the Brewers and hopefully the Burgers are on a roll, leading 4-0 in the second, and Isaac Collins sees a meatball and slaps it to left field. I'll have a number 5 meal and make it a double. They flip a 5-0 lead, and later the Pirates started catching up. 6-5 the score, but then William Contreras crushes a slider, scoring 2 more and starting the celebration. The Brewers put their grill mark on the rest of the league, winning their 12th straight game and scoring free burgers for everyone.
It's awesome. I was telling my wife last night that I was more nervous about. I wanted to win the burgers for everybody, you know, in the stands, and include myself. But no, it was fun. It's a cool thing. Like you could tell the energy around today is like on the day game was a little bit more than usual, and no, it was fun. But seriously, I wanted to win those burgers bad.
If you received a $10 million signing bonus, what would your first purchase be? For Matthew Golden, it was a no-brainer, buying his grandmother a home. Matthew, his mom, and his grandma all grew up in the same house. But a few years back, he says, she lost her property. So his first priority was righting that wrong.
You know, grandma's love is just different, I feel like. She put in as much work as I did, and, you know, she sacrificed a lot to put me in this position, so all I can do is get back to her. You know, it was times we didn't have anywhere to stay. Being able to buy this dream house means everything to me. Can't describe the feeling. It might be a little bit better than getting drafted, you know, just because it's a big milestone for me.
Let's hoop. The road to repeat just got its map. The Bucks won the NBA Cup last year, and yesterday the schedule for the early stages of the in-season tournament were released. How about this? Later today, we get the real deal when the full NBA schedule is released. That's your morning sports fix. Have a thoughtful Thursday.
Well, still ahead, a new twist on a Taco Bell fan favorite. We'll show you the new item hitting the menu today.
In our next half hour, a tiny home encampment in Madison may soon be shutting down. How folks who rely on it are feeling about the move.
And before we head to break, let's take a look at gas prices this morning. We'll be right back.
Hey, we're back. We want to thank Kevin for sharing his morning with us. An absolute stunner. Kevin always sending incredible photos. The fog and the rays, the sun, gorgeous. Kevin, thank you.
Yes. Well, here's what's trending this morning. Today, Taco Bell is launching its new Mountain Dew Baja Midnight flavor. So take a look at this, guys. This is the first time in 2 decades that Taco Bell is expanding the Mountain Dew Baja Blast legacy. Not sure if you guys are Baja Blast fans. I am. It's like, I'm not, but the drink combining passion fruit flavor with the original Baja Blast comes on the rocks or frozen for a limited time only. So maybe you can get out there and try that.
I'll definitely have to try the frozen one, and I'll bring back my reviews for you. Don't worry.
Yes.
Sounds like a sugar high to me, but
it does.
Yeah.
We don't drink a lot of Baja Blast because
because of that reason.
Yeah, we don't drink pop, so it's a special.
But it's okay. It's a special occasion.
It's a special treat.
2 decades, first time expanding. Okay, so I asked Chris and Savannah earlier, but I want to know what you guys would do if you're out in the coastal waters and you spotted a shark or came eye to eye with one. What would you do?
Swimming away? Or maybe not moving because I don't want to look like food. I don't know.
Josh?
I would say I've lived a great life. Just take me.
Exactly. I think we
What
all
else are you going to do?
I know.
We'll take take a look at this video here. Officials in Scarborough, Maine are warning beachgoers after a 10 to 12-foot great white shark was spotted near Richmond Island in local beaches. So the shark stewards say if you see a shark, stay calm, keep your eyes on it, and just back away slowly, though, if you can focus on that. And if you're bitten, you're supposed to strike at the eyes or the gills. Get out of the water.
Because we're punching the shark.
I don't think I'd be able to think at that point.
This is what you're supposed to do. This is the tips and tricks they say.
That's pretty nice.
Yes, eye to eye, strike it in the eyes or the gills. There you go.
Right.
The more you know.
And get out of the water and ask for help.
Easier said than done.
Yes.
We're tracking some showers when we get back.
This morning, new reaction to a controversial arrest video. How the police chief is responding.
Plus, that's what keeps me up at night.
UW Madison responds to buying research dogs from a breeder. Plus, left without a home. How people are reacting to the possible closure of a homeless encampment.
And the Brewers, 12 in a row. Are you kidding me? How you can score some free burgers. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. On a Thursday, I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us. One more day until Friday. It's, I like to call it Friday Junior, Friday Eve, whatever you may call it.
Enjoy the dry weather while it lasts. Looks like we have some rain on the way that can impact your weekend plans. Starting off this morning, though, feeling a little cool out there, Savannah.
Yeah, it is a little bit on the cooler side, especially in those spots that are down to the 50s this morning. We're at 59 in Madison, 59 in Cross Plains, 58 in Middleton, but we do have a fair share of 60s still out there, 61 in Belleville and 60 degrees in Waunakee. That's where most of southern Wisconsin is waking up, mids upper 50s and then the lower 60s. But there are a couple of cooler spots that's northwest of here, Black River Falls and Camp Douglas into the lower 50s this morning. We're down to 6 miles of visibility in Madison, 0 in Boscobel. So the further west that you go near Prairie du Chien, Boscobel and Lone Rock, that's where there's more dense of fog and lower visibilities. The fog will clear by mid-morning. Check out our temperatures over the next couple of days. We're near normal today. Average is the lower 80s, but then those temperatures tick upwards. Could even see a couple of 90s by Saturday. And then we'll slowly start to see those temperatures come back down closer to normal by early next week. But that time frame going to be pretty rainy. We'll time all those showers out coming up.
Savannah, thank you. First this morning, new overnight, a man is in custody after pulling a gun at a Madison park.
It happened just before 9 o'clock last night at Tenney Park on Madison's east side. Officers responded to reports of someone with a gun at the shelter. Police say that the victims had rented that shelter for a birthday party when a man and a woman they didn't know started arguing loudly close to the party. The adults from that party intervened, and a man ended up pulling out a gun, racked the chamber, and said, "I'll shoot any of y'all." People ran from the shelter, which was described as full. When Madison police got there, the suspect tried to drive off, but he has been arrested and is in custody. Anyone with information on this should contact Madison police. Madison city officials considering shutting down the tiny home encampment on Dairy Drive.
The city's Board of Public Works recommends dismantling the site due to funding shortfalls. Federal COVID funds once paid for the campground's on-site mental health, medical, and social support services, but that funding is running out. Officials say it would be more effective to use that money for affordable housing and the men's shelter. They say leaving the homes on Dairy Drive poses security concerns, but removing them will force people to find alternatives, which are not always available.
Really made it successful was the availability of on-site services. It's a considerable cost, and the money to maintain that just isn't there.
That's what keeps me up at night, because we have people who, really aren't going to be able to live outside in the wintertime if they can't get into shelter.
The City Council is expected to vote on this on September 2nd.
New this morning, after an 8-day trial, a jury has acquitted 2 brothers in a deadly shooting. Denarian and Dineve Ward were charged in the death of 22-year-old Quantrell Vargas. Prosecutors say the shooting stemmed from a planned drug deal where Denarian and Rylan English tried to rob Vargas. Denarian faced charges of felony murder and attempted robbery as a party to a crime. Dineve faced charges of felony murder and 2 counts of harboring and aiding a felon. Prosecutors say English fired the gun. He has been sentenced to 10 years in prison.
A man who police say brought a North Carolina teenager to Janesville now faces several charges. Adam Gurney is charged with child trafficking, child enticement, and sexual intercourse with a child older than 16. Police say he traveled to Clay County, North Carolina, met the teen, and brought her back to Janesville. Officers surveilled Gurney's home before taking him into custody. The teen has been reunited with her father.
In education news this morning, the Madison School Board is looking to give its members a raise. Members currently make $8,000 a year. The board president makes $300 more. Members are looking at raising that to $15,000 a year. There is also a proposal to add health and dental insurance. The board president says it's time based on the amount of work the role requires.
We have to weigh the balance between what we've said to the community in terms of what we need to operate the district well, and also think about how board members play a critical role in decision making and stewarding the district's direction.
The board is able to determine its own compensation, and the stipend is already built into the general operating fund. Well, Madison, the second largest school district in the state, Milwaukee is the biggest. We wanted to see how this raise would stack up against the other big districts in the state. Milwaukee's board members make $18,000 a year. Green Bay board members make $7,500, and Kenosha makes $6,500. A more completed plan on the stipend is expected to be introduced as a budget amendment at the September school board meeting.
Now to national news. More details are emerging about tomorrow's meeting between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. The talks will take place at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, a military airfield in Anchorage. The president says he is hopeful that the discussion will set the stage for a second meeting, including Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
New this morning, protesters demonstrating against President Trump's order to mobilize the National Guard to help patrol the city's streets. It comes after the White House said that it would be ramping up the amount of federal officers in the city. This as Trump signaled that he plans to ask Congress to extend the Guard's deployment past 30 days. A National Guard spokesperson told the Associated Press that the Guard is expected to conduct more missions across the city today.
Now to more local news. As Wisconsinites continue cleaning up from the flood over the weekend, Lowe's is helping residents do it both safely and effectively. The company provided those impacted with free buckets filled with cleaning supplies, including sponges, trash bags, and goggles. Nearly 500 of these cleaning care packages have been distributed. One store manager says that more shipments are on the way to help those still in need.
6:36, the Brewers just triggered perhaps the greatest promotion in sports. Free hamburgers for everyone at George Webb restaurants in Milwaukee. Here's how they did it. Hosting the Pirates leading 4-0 in the second. Isaac Collins hits one to left. That'll score. Later on, the Pirates started catching up 6-5 at this point. Brewers are up, but Willie Contreras scores a couple more. And they are celebrating in Milwaukee 12-5, the final yesterday. Brewers now have a 7.5 game lead in the division. They get today off and then head to Cincinnati for a series with the Reds. Well, to those burgers, all the way back in 1940, George Webb predicted a 12-game winning streak for the Crew and said if it ever happened, the city would get free hamburgers.
Now, this has only happened twice before. In 1987, the Brewers won 13 straight to start the season, and George Webb handed out 168,000 free burgers. Then in 2018, the streak led to 90,000 free burgers and another 100,000 vouchers. So now George Webb is about to fire up the grills again. They expect to announce the giveaway date today.
How about that? Free burgers. Never had a George Webb burger, but hear good things.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I think they're going to sell a lot of them, or they're going to give away a lot of them.
They're going to give out lots of burgers. And plus, it's only ever happened twice in history, so this is the time you don't know when the next time you'll see it again. We'll see.
Yeah, just the pandemonium around the Brewers right now. It's just wild to have a team like that, really uniting people in the summer months. It just feels good watching the Crew.
Yes.
Good things happening for the Brewers. They got to keep that momentum going now, and hopefully they can make a run of the playoffs. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I know there'll be a lot of happy fans out there.
Yeah, happy fans for today's weather too, because temperatures are going to be pretty nice. That's all ahead of a lot of rain chances that we've got to get through the next couple of days. We're comfortable right now. A little bit of smoke. Current smoke cover just shows some of that blue. That's lighter smoke, and I don't don't really think we're going to see conditions worsen than this. Maybe a little bit as some of that moderate smoke moves in. That'll be brief though, because yeah, we're talking about an active pattern. Unfortunately though, that's going to bring more rain chances that return with the smoke that moves out. Most of us are waking up with the green. It's not showing up on this map right now, but some of us, mostly upstate, are waking up with moderate air quality that's more widespread across central and northern Wisconsin. We'll time out the rain that's coming for the weekend.
All right, Savannah, thanks. In your consumer news, same-day delivery. Amazon expanding a perk for Prime members.
Also ahead, we're working for the weekend in the 608 this morning. I'll have your 3 things next.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:42 on your Thursday. You know, this back-to-school season, a local nonprofit Backed by Love is taking care of providers.
Our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn shares the details and how you can help. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. Next Saturday, Backed by Love is hosting Feed the Feeder. That's a community donation drive to support those who support others. Now, Backed by Love is collecting donations for parents to ease back-to-school costs. Needed items include cleaning products, toiletries, gently used shoes, and monetary gifts. You can join the nonprofit from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Penn Park next Saturday to receive these supplies for free. And you can donate them via Cash App to Backed by Love or bring items to the drive-up donation on the day of. Now, Backed by Love will also be giving away free natural hair care products at the event while supplies last. So anybody who's in need of anything, definitely attend the event at Penn Park.
Yeah, so you've worked with Backed by Love before, and like hearing Monique's story is beautiful as well.
Yes. She's always trying to give back to the community and trying to help others give back to the community as well.
All right, love to see that. Michelle Renee, thanks for letting us know about it.
Of course.
Well, in other consumer news this morning, many Americans may be wondering when the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates. Fed rates have remained between 4.25% to 4.5% since December of last year. The Fed reviews the Consumer Price Index, unemployment numbers, and economic growth to decide whether to lower rates. The latest CPI report shows inflation is higher than a year ago, but some experts warn this may be the calm before a tariff storm.
I'm bracing for a series of elevated inflation readings. It might take a few more months before those fully make their way to the consumer, and as a result, I expect inflation is going to pick up.
Financial analysts say it's too early to tell if the Fed will lower rates in September. They will watch this month's CPI report and the next jobs report. But if inflation rises, a rate cut may not happen.
Now to a recall alert, Dollar General pulling some instant coffee. The FDA says the product potentially contains glass. The lots of recalled Clover Valley instant coffee have Best By dates of December 13th and 14th of 2026. The coffee was distributed and sold July 9th through the 21st. At Dollar General stores in nearly all 50 states. The FDA says no illnesses or injuries have been reported, though. Amazon says its same-day grocery delivery service is now available in 1,000 cities and towns across the country. The company is adding non-perishable food items to the service, which is free for Amazon Prime members on orders over $25. Non-members can order same-day delivery for a fee of $13. Amazon said it hopes to expand this service to 2,000 locations by the end of the year. It all comes as the company aims to compete with rivals like Instacart and Walmart Plus.
Well, we're tracking a lot of sunshine out there right now. Some fog, but a beautiful sunrise, blue skies, not necessarily going to stick around all day long. I do think we'll see some clouds bubble up later this afternoon as temperatures rise to near 80 degrees again. We do have a lot of that fog affecting areas just north of where that live shot was over Platteville, Prairie du Chien, Bosque Belt, and Lone Rock, all at 0 miles right now. That's where it's a little bit more widespread. We're down to 6 miles in Madison and 6 in Janesville, 7 in the Dells. So other areas waking up with light patchy fog, not going to stick around that much longer though. Dry conditions with some clouds coming through later this afternoon and evening. This is 5:30, maybe a stray shower north of La Crosse and out across Iowa west of here. I think tomorrow early morning, this is 4:30, that's when we could see a couple of scattered showers affect areas far west of Madison, as far east as Bosque Belt, Viroqua, La Crosse, Prairie du Chien. As they continue to travel closer to Madison, they do fizzle out. It's not impossible we see a brief downpour. They are not going to last that long, the showers. Winds out of the south. We warm up even further tomorrow. More thicker cloud cover tomorrow evening and overnight. That's ahead of the more widespread showers for early Saturday morning. Might see a couple of stronger storms both Saturday and Sunday. We definitely get back to an active pattern with showers even sticking around through early next week. Look at our dew points. Comfortable, at least closer to what's comfortable today, similar to what we had yesterday. But then those dew points surge Friday. That continues into the weekend and early next week, where we at least probably have 70-degree dew points, maybe even as high as dew points that reach the mid-70s over the weekend. So yeah, we've got a warmer stretch, but there's a cool down in sight too. This is for the last week of August, showing us in below average temperatures. That's probably about a 40% chance of below normal temperatures that stick around for that end, maybe even start of September into Labor Day weekend as well. The good news is we're expecting normal precipitation or even dry pattern during that time frame as well. It's not going to be as active. We just have to get through the next couple of days first. Again, dry today, some showers tomorrow, but then a really active stretch over the weekend into early next week. And then we've finally got a drier pattern. That was that time frame that I was looking at, the next 6 to 10 days and even longer than that. We're finally drying out, and maybe for a decent stretch of time as well.
All right. Boy, the weekend,
pretty
wet.
Not so nice one, yeah.
All right. Thanks, Savannah. Hey, Savannah's looking to plan your day. All you have to do is record a video or send us a picture or email. You can put it on the channel3000.com website. Upload it to the First Warn Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or send us an email.
Well, it's Thursday morning, which means many of us are already working for the weekend in 608.
That's right. Josh Sprider is here with your weekend planner. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning, guys. I have 3 things for you to do with your family this weekend, and the first one might have you feeling just a little hungry this morning. Of course, we're talking about Sun Prairie Sweet Corn Fest, and it's the 72nd annual one. It's happening right now through Sunday in Sun Prairie. It's named one of the best food festivals in the Midwest. The Sun Prairie Chamber of Commerce puts this on with several nonprofit organizations sharing in the proceeds. The festival officially kicked off last night, and a reminder that steamed corn is only sold on Saturday and Sunday until supplies last. Happening Saturday in Fitchburg, the Agora Art Fair returns. The fair is proud to feature local and regional Wisconsin artists. You'll find paintings, ceramics, jewelry, photography, glass and metalwork, outdoor and garden pieces, woodwork, sculpture, and one-of-a-kind gifts. Saturday's event runs 10 to 5 along Sherrill Parkway in Fitchburg. Then on Sunday, it is the 21st annual Day in the Park fundraiser for Pete's Sake in Spring Green. For Pete's Sake is an organization that helps residents in River Valley School District through hardships due to medical issues. Over 117 families have been helped in the last 2 decades, from gas cards to medical bills to helping fix up homes. Live music and entertainment will happen Sunday from 11 to 7 in North Park, with food and drinks and activities for the whole family. You can find more happenings this weekend in the 608 by going to channel3000.com. Unfortunately, the weather doesn't look too great, but we'll always make the most of it. We're used to that here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm sure people are still going to fight through it for that sweet corn.
Oh, big time. Yeah, that's not going to stop anybody out there. If anything, it'll maybe help clean off the face from all the corn around. A little bit of butter on there, too.
Wash you down. Yeah. Wash you down. All right, messy but delicious. Josh Sprider, always appreciate it. Josh is always looking for cool stuff to share in the 608. Got an idea for him? Let him know about it.
Well, coming up in the morning sprint, why your late nights on weekends may be doing more harm than good.
And we got a 3rd birthday to celebrate today. Cormac is 3. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great one. We're back with the sprint next. .653, time for the morning sprint.
The Dairy Drive campsite, home to tiny houses since 2021, faces likely closure in September. The city's Board of Public Works recommends dismantling the site due to depleted federal COVID funds that supported on-site services. They propose reallocating that funding to affordable housing and a men's shelter. However, removing the homes raises security concerns and forces residents to seek scarce alternatives.
A man is in custody this morning after pulling out a gun at a birthday party in Tenney Park. A man and a woman unknown to the people at the party arguing nearby when people at the shelter intervened. The man pulled out a gun, police say, threatening to shoot. Madison police responded, arresting the suspect as he had tried to flee the scene. Authorities urge anyone with information to contact police immediately.
26-year-old Raven Johnson is pleading guilty to recklessly endangering safety and attempted battery of a public transit operator. She attacked a Madison Metro bus driver, causing him to crash into Asian House restaurant back in February on Dempsey Road. Prosecutors say Johnson attacked the driver after he told her the route would not take her to her destination. Johnson will be sentenced on October 10th.
A Janesville man now charged in a child trafficking case. Investigators say Adam Gurney brought a North Carolina teenager to Janesville. Officers were watching his home when they took him into custody. The teen has been reunited with her father.
Your late nights on weekends could be putting your health at risk. A Flinders University study identified as a sleep disorder they call social apnea, where doing things on weekends like drinking, smoking, and staying up late can disrupt the breathing of sleep apnea patients. That can heighten the risk of heart disease, depression, and dementia.
Governor Evers is requesting FEMA assistance after storms and flooding across the state. The state's emergency management says an initial review indicates the damage does meet the threshold for assistance. However, FEMA aid will only be available if the president issues a declaration.
The red-hot Milwaukee Brewers won their 12th consecutive game, which is great news for burger lovers. George Webb has a 12-in-a-row tradition, meaning anytime the Brewers win 12 games in a row, the restaurant gives out free burgers for all. The Brewers have won 12 games in a row only twice before, once in 1987 and again in 2018.
Well, the Madison School Board is looking to give itself a raise from $8,000 per member a year to $15,000. They're also considering adding health and dental insurance benefits. The board president says they can set their own compensation and that the stipend is already included in the general operating budget. The proposals will be discussed during the next school board meeting in September.
Temperatures will be in the lower to mid 80s. We'll see partly sunny skies, then down to 63 tonight. And then our active stretch, we could see some showers and storms bubble up tomorrow. I think it'll be more widespread into Saturday morning. And that's going to stick around, unfortunately, through Tuesday. But then we've got the upper 70s to look forward to mid to late week next week.
All right, so enjoy the dry weather while you can.
Yeah, get out and about today.
Yes, Savannah, thank you.
CBS Mornings is next.
Our next newscast is at noon, and you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.